Hey everyone, and welcome to another edition of Pop Culture at Home. Today we are joined by the talented Britt Stewart, who was recently featured on Dancing with the Stars, which just wrapped recently. Thank you so much for being here, Britt.
Hello, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to talk with you.
Yes, definitely. I'm glad we got to set this up for sure. I've had so many questions for you throughout the season. Um, and just since the finale just happened, I just wanted your thoughts on the outcome, really. Like, what did you think about it?
You know what? I have to say that I'm really happy for both Kaitlyn and Artem. I've known Artem for a while, ever since I joined the show, and I think that he is so deserving. He is having one heck of a 2020, new dad, mirror ball champion. He is like scoring for 2020. And having the year off for him, he talked about it. Last year was really difficult. Not being able to perform and not being able to dance. So for him to come back to the show and then to win was
Mm-hmm.
beyond for him, and I'm just so happy for him. And then Kaitlyn, it's almost similar. She's dreamt of being on the show. She's dreamt of winning. And so I'm happy for her as well. Of course, I would have liked to take the mirror ball, but that's okay.
I know myself and many other fans, I'm sure, were really hoping to see you guys in the finale. Did you guys actually have like some ideas planned for what your routines would have been?
We did, we were bummed to not be in the finale too.
Mm-hmm.
Him being an Olympian, and I'm also a competitor, us both being competitors, we really wanted to go all the way. And to be honest, I might be biased, but I think that Johnny deserved to be in the finals.
I agree.
But, we did have some things planned for the finale, for his redo dance and for his freestyle. But if everything goes according to plan, I think that we are still going to do a little side project. And hopefully, if we can, still do our freestyle and our concept and the song that he wanted to dance to, just to finish off our journey together.
I love hearing that. Can you tell us a little bit more about that side project, about like maybe what fans can expect when it could be here?
Well, now that it's not going to be on the show, I think we have, our options are limitless. So we're going back to the drawing board. We're going to really develop what it was. But the main concept that I wanted to have come through for Johnny for his freestyle was, I thought this whole journey and this process for him was really amazing, because people usually see Johnny as in the blazing, the sparkling blazers and the, over the top personality and the big hair, and they don't get to see his vulnerable side and all the things that have led him up to where he is today. And so that was where our freestyle and the concept behind the freestyle was going to go, of really seeing Johnny from this public view and then to the stripped down version of who he really is at the core.
Cool. And is that something that you guys are considering for maybe like your own YouTube channel, or is this something for social media?
It's so funny. When it first started out, we were just going to have it be a project that was for us. And then, of course, we would release it so the fans could see it. But after we got eliminated, we had some messages and some people really say, we don't want to see your partnership in. Can you do a podcast? Can you do a YouTube channel? Can you do something together so we can still have Team Bristowe in our lives? So we're currently thinking about what that might look like for us. We're not sure yet. I think with our personalities, it might be something where you can still see our faces, but we're not sure.
Okay, well, that sounds amazing. We'll definitely stay tuned for that.
Yeah, still in the developmental stages.
Cool. And speaking of, you guys had such a great bond throughout the show, and I think that's kind of what fans really were struck by. And how did you guys manage to form such a close bond throughout this competition?
It's so funny. We don't really know, to be honest with you. We, first of all, being on Dancing with the Stars, we're both in very vulnerable positions. You know, you're expected to open up right away, especially for the celebrities. You're getting put into this environment that is completely uncomfortable, that you're learning something that you've never done before. And so they're already in this vulnerable and open space. But as Johnny and I really got to know each other, first of all, we connected right away. It was, now looking back, it's like, I don't know how he wasn't in my life before Dancing with the Stars. But then just as we got to know each other, we really realized that we celebrate a lot of the same things in our lives, and we have a lot of things in common. And so that's really what I think allowed us to connect and then really form this strong friendship over the time.
Yeah, it was definitely evident to everyone watching too. I know you guys have all of your pre-show fans out there. And this was also like just an exciting season for you because it was your first season as a professional dancer. And you also had the mantle of being the first Black female professional dancer, which I do imagine there was a little bit of pressure there. So
yeah.
how did you deal with that?
You know, there was, first of all, being a first-time pro, there's pressure in that itself.
Right.
And then being a first-time pro and getting Johnny Weir, there was pressure in that. And then also being the first Black female pro dancer on the show. You know, there was pressure and I felt the pressure, but I think more so than letting that pressure crumble me, I really used it as motivation. And I took it seriously. You know, I think representation is something that really matters, and seeing a reflection of yourself on wherever it is, a TV screen, movie theater, and the magazines is so important. And so I just really, you know, took that into consideration and let that fuel me throughout the time. And then in addition to, I just having the mindset that with the pressure, you're not always going to be able to please everybody. And so as long as I just show up as myself every day and I do the best that I can do every day, that's all you can really do. And then you just got to let go, let God, and then do your best. So that's really how I dealt with the pressure.
For sure, definitely. And, you know, what would you take? I'm sure you learned a lot too from this season. And then, like, what would you take going into a next season if you were to be on another season, which the show would be crazy to not have you as a pro again.
Thank you for that. I'm hoping that for season 30, they'll bring me back as a pro, because this experience completely exceeded my expectations. I had the best time. You know, I learned a lot. Really, what will be interesting is I'm not going to have another Johnny. He really inspired my choreography, inspired how I curated each week. And so I'm almost excited to see what celebrity I will get next, because I'll really be able to shape my choreography and shape the experience for them. And so I think that's probably the thing that I will take away, is going into next season being the most malleable and pliable as you can be as a dancer, choreographer. Yeah.
Definitely. And then what were some of those things maybe that you didn't get to tackle this season, like choreographing wise, dance style wise? Was there anything that you were looking forward to that you didn't get a chance to maybe tackle this season?
I mean, our freestyle.
Well, yeah.
Well, I think every pro looks forward to that, because there's no rules. There's no constraints on it has to look a certain way, or you have to shape your celebrity to meet a certain criteria. You just have complete creative freedom to do whatever it is that you want to do. So I would say that I really feel like Johnny and I had a really good balance of a bunch of different numbers. Dance styles. We didn't go into we didn't do paso doble, or we didn't do samba. Which samba is notoriously difficult on the show.
Oh, right.
Oh, it is. It is hard for celebrities because it's really technical. And so there's a lot that you have to do to teach your celebrity how to do the samba. But the paso would have been fun. It's especially fun for the male celebrities, because traditionally paso is the man's dance in ballroom dancing. And so it's really shaped to show them off.
Yeah, and that definitely would have played into all the creativity that you guys push forth every single week. I mean, it was every week you guys brought something totally new and exciting to the table, and it was just a joy to watch, for sure.
Thank you. Thank you. It was so fun getting to have him because he really wanted to push the boundaries as well. I always want to push the boundaries and break barriers and try new things and shake things up. And so to have him, he was the perfect partner to do that with. So, I mean, he, even for Amy Winehouse, he went full out, did the five and the eyeliner.
I love that.
I was here for it.
That was amazing. I love that dance so much. Before I do let you go, I wanted to change gears just a little bit. Like you, Tyra Banks, she had her first season this season. And shortly after the finale, I did see a lot of people still saying that they were wanting Tom Bergeron back and stuff like that. So I was kind of wondering what your thoughts were as another individual who was there. It was their first season, dealing with the pressure of Dancing with the Stars. What did you think about the whole Tyra situation?
I really like Tyra, and she's a really awesome woman. She goes out of her way to stay connected with us. She personally called all the celebrities. She, called us before the season, throughout the season, just to check in. So I know that she really cares about being on the show and doing a great job. And so I think that sometimes that goes unnoticed. And, me coming in as a newbie, for new pros, people have high expectations, but I think they sometimes expect for pros to rotate sometimes in and out, and they already kind of knew me from when I was on Troop 5 seasons prior. So Tom Bergeron, he's been there, or he had been there since season 1. And so he was, someone that people identified Dancing with the Stars with. So Tyra had really big shoes to fill. And, sometimes I feel kind of bad because people gave her a really hard time, and she's just trying to bring in her fresh and her twist on what hosting Dancing with the Stars looks like to her. And that's going to be different from Tom's. So, I think she held in there like a champ. I think that she had a lot of negativity coming at her the whole season. And I think she kept her head up high and continued on.
Yeah, and I definitely could see that too. I mean, she did a fantastic job hosting the season. You did a fantastic job. I wish so much that you were in the finale with Johnny. I was voting for you guys every week.
Oh, thank you.
It was such a pleasure to get to speak with you, Britt. If you want even more on Britt Stewart, Dancing with the Stars, anything associated with the show, stay tuned to popculture.com. Thank you so much for being here today, Britt.
Thank you so much. Thank you.